guys, so this is a question I get a lot. What do you do when your spouse, your partner says absolutely no to going to counseling or doing something to improve the relationship? So you just give me a couple minutes and I'm going to explain to you why you don't need them to go. And it's not going to be about trickery or manipulation or any of those other things that seem underhanded, okay? And if you find this video helpful, I would be more than happy to share with you my Google Doc that explains like things that your partner might mean based on things they say, right? So like they say, I'm fine, and you know they're not fine. I'll share with you what they are actually saying. And if you don't know me, my name is Elizabeth. I'm everyone's favorite couples therapist, and I have made a career out of helping people change their relationships with their partner for the better without that person ever even stepping into my office. So let's jump in and get started. Okay, so I said, what do we do when they don't want to come to couples counseling? Because it happens, right? And it happens for various reasons. I'll have people who they're afraid they're going to be blamed, and so they don't want to come. They are certain that their partner or spouse is just going to, make them look bad or air all their dirty laundry, or, they don't feel like they're the problem, right? Whatever the case may be, right? Maybe they had a negative experience before going to therapy or seeing a counselor. Maybe they've heard negative stories from other people. It could be a ton of reasons people decide not to go. But here's what you need to know. You don't need them there, okay? And I'm going to explain why. The reason you don't need them there is because in couples counseling, in family counseling, this is what's called systems work. And in systems work, all you have to do is change one thing in the system to start getting a different result. So I want you to imagine baking something, okay? Baking a cake. If I change just one ingredient of that recipe when I'm baking my cake, I'm going to get something different. If I substitute applesauce for oil, I'm going to get something different. If I use margarine instead of butter, I'm going to get something different. The changes might be subtle, but you're going to get something different. And this is the same thing. When you begin to put one thing different into your relationship, you're going to start getting a different result out of it. And this is a big part of what I teach. What are those small changes we can make? Small, consistent changes, right? Can't do something one time and say, it didn't work. Because then, you didn't really try. But what are those small changes we can make over time that eventually will get us the result that we're looking for? Okay? And like I said, this isn't about being manipulative or underhanded or sneaky or anything like that. Because I think that when we show up in our relationship as the best version of ourselves and the version of ourselves that we want to represent in the world, then that's who we're going to get, right? That's what we're going to receive back to us, is someone who gives that to us. And I know sometimes it sucks to feel like you're being the one who's more emotionally mature, but don't we want to show up in the world that way too? So if your partner says no, that's okay. That's okay. That doesn't mean there aren't still things that you can't do that are going to get you the changes that you want. And I'm going to be honest, I think this is actually an incredibly empowering place to operate from, because that means that even though you feel like they need to be in on it, you can still influence change regardless of what other people do. So that's how that works. Don't be afraid to change the ingredients in your relationship. Like I said, just start changing one thing, thinking about the type of person that you want to be, how you want to represent yourself. And again, if you found this helpful and you want my little Google Doc that helps you to decipher what your partner might be saying to you, then just leave me a comment here. You just say me or Doc, and I will send it your way. Bye.